Hey everybody, this is Rhoda once again, and today is Thursday, so I have another business partner to interview from one of my global community of over 34,000 people now. So, particularly today, I have an amazing lady to interview. She's the jolliest person I know online. And without further ado, please welcome Irene Remelie from Cheshire, United Kingdom. Hello.
Hello everybody, and thank you so much for having me. It's really exciting to be doing this with you.
The pleasure is all mine, Irene. I really love that you are here, that you took the time out of your busy day to make this interview with me. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're more than welcome. We are like family, aren't we? So, you know, being part of our community, it's fantastic to do things like this and to work alongside each other.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't you introduce yourself to us, please? Let us know a bit of your background.
Oh gosh, where do I start? So my name is Irene. I live in Cheshire in the UK. I actually live in the middle of a field, so no one's really ever heard of it, but I'm way out in the sticks. Where I live, there's not even a shop. I am the mother of two beautiful children, Emily and Noah. They are aged 10 and 11. My husband, Dan. And for 19 years, I worked in media. So that was radio mostly. I was a radio presenter. And then I also was a TV presenter for a short while. And I was very much from a young age that, you know, I wanted to make the most of life. I was the youngest of 6 children, and I'd seen the struggles that my family had. So I thought, right, before I settle down and have children, I'm going to do every job I've wanted to do. I worked really hard. I'm going to travel the world. And I did all of that. I worked incredibly hard to be able to do what I did, but I did it all. So I was always very much of life is for living. Let's make the most of it. Yeah. And then when I had the children, we finally thought we were in a stable financial position for me to be at home with them. So we waited till I was the age of 31 to have kids, and had the children. It was fantastic. And then my husband, he was a mortgage advisor, and when the marketplace crashed going back 11 years ago, that was it. You know, he got made redundant. I was at home with the 2 children. We were spiraling into debt, and we were really struggling, and I had to be open-minded, and that was when I first became an entrepreneur. So for the past 10 years, I have ran businesses from home. I do coaching, so I'm a holistic therapist. So I deal with alternative modalities like NLP and EFT and bioenergy healing. I'm also a qualified life coach and nutritionalist, and the list goes on. But I guess the main thing for me was many years ago, I had a car crash where I broke both my knees, both my legs and all my ribs, and it was what I call my wake-up call. So from that point moving forward, because I was I couldn't walk for a year and a half, I was literally changing my mindset and basically recognized that life is very short, life is very precious, and everybody should grab life by the horns and really go for it. So then I went on to become a coach, and I wrote a book as well. And life is pretty awesome. So that's kind of me in a nutshell, really.
Wow, amazing. Your life is so interesting.
It's definitely strange.
Well, we all have our stories, and that's yours, right? So, how did you end up here? Were you looking for something online to do as a side hustle?
Yeah, so basically I recognize that being an entrepreneur for me was definitely the way forward, because it allows you the freedom, the flexibility, etc. I ended up here because with working in radio, I recognized how much marketing and advertising was changing, and it was going online. And taking you back before I started this business over a year ago, so about a year and a half ago, I actually ended up with pneumonia. And that was such a gift, a blessing. I know lots of people wouldn't say that, but what it really made me realize was that, hold on, I'm in bed, I can't talk, I can't physically go out and do coaching, I can't So more often than not with my businesses, I was exchanging me for money.
Yeah.
So whether that was coaching someone or whether it was, you know, being out on the belly to belly meeting people, I wouldn't be earning.
Yeah.
So I was like, hold on, I need something that if I'm poorly again, that runs behind the scenes, that's automated, that to a certain degree, if I am stuck at home with the kids being poorly or me being poorly or family members, I could run from my phone, and that the majority of it was taken care of for me. So I seen an advert and thought, well, that's too good to be true. I'm going to pay that money and then get a refund. Because I was skeptical. And then when I seen everything, my mind was just blown, and I thought, this is exactly what I need to support me no matter what. Because it doesn't mean that it's dependent just on me. So a lot of my business and my income was coming from the things that I could do, but this, because it was 90% done, was like, well, if I'm not doing, my business is still working. So it was, for me, like my security blanket, like my pension, like so that was why.
Yeah. And it is so scalable, right? That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, one of the things that you just said, you know, the big thing for me was in my previous businesses, so I was basically out speaking to people, doing events, doing one-to-ones. One of my businesses, I was selling products to people, you know, I was having business meetings. It was non-stop being out there.
Yeah.
So with our system, because 90% of it's covered, that is done for you. So it doesn't mean that we don't have to work, of course we do, but it just means that we put 100% into the 10% and the rest of it's taken care of. So for me, it was like, oh my gosh, is this real? Like, this is, how is this even possible? And it took me a while to understand it, but I soon got up and running with it.
Amazing. Couldn't agree more. That's the same thought I had when I saw this.
Yeah, and it's great because you can build it around what you're currently doing. If you are in a full-time job, or you know, it's, you can take it at your own pace. You can go slower, as fast as you like.
Yeah, and you can run it around your family's schedules and not the other way around.
That was the most important thing for me, because I was the youngest of 6 children. I was very blessed to come from a very loving family, but you know, I worked from the age of 10. We all know what hard work is. We were all grafters. I've seen the struggles that not only they face, but everybody around me. So I was adamant that when my time came to have children, that I was going to make sure that they were my priority. And that was my personal choice. Like, you know, for me, it was like, well, if I'm having children, then I want to take them to school. I want to go to every school play. I want to pick them up. I want them until they no longer want me, basically. You know, and so it had to be something that I could work around them, either when they were asleep or when they were in school. So that was the key thing. A lot of people say, oh, is it all about the money? The money's awesome, right? But for me, it was about also spending time with my mum. You know, our family's not here forever. So I wanted to make sure that my time was spent where it was important to me, really.
Yeah, that's really important. So you kind of touched on my next question, the improvements that you have seen in your life after doing this business. But what I want to ask you now is the community. What's your thought about our community?
Do you know, I mean, I'm so blessed. I got to meet a huge bulk of the community. We all went to Mexico earlier on this year, and a mastermind, and I didn't know anyone physically, but I felt instantly that they were my family. Our community, there is literally nothing else like it. In a world now where you see so many things across social media and interact with people on a daily basis that are just negative, that bring you down, but also bring themselves down, the community makes you appreciate life. The community is so supportive. You know that you are never alone. You've always got a friend and you've got a support, and the community is always lifting you up. And for me, that's what I'm all about. I want to inspire people, lift them up. I want to help them take a negative and turn it into a positive, because we all have problems, right? Yeah. But for a lot of people, they tend to dwell on it, for too long. And with our community, we're all about supporting each other, lifting each other up, sharing, loving, giving. It's a bit hippie, but I tell you what, it's what everybody needs in their life, because life's too short to be feeling down and negative all the time. And this community is such an inspiration to every single person that joins it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
You can tell I'm really passionate about it.
Yeah, and it shows. It shows. So, as a best-selling author, what are you reading right now that benefits your business? I want to know. I'm kind of curious.
Well, I'm the biggest believer that the success in your business or anything in life is down to how you think and feel about yourself. You can work hard and hard and hard, and you might get to where you want, but if your mindset is in the wrong place, you're always going to repeat your circles. So I read business will work. If you can get yourself right, everything else falls into place. And when I mean get yourself right, what I mean is wake up in the morning with the right mindset, being grateful for the day, seeing life as a gift and not as a victim. So most of the things that I read are all about taking your own power back and taking responsibility for your life and your feelings and your emotions. So I'm just rereading Miracle Morning, because that's fantastic. It gives you top tips and advice on how to wake up in the morning and turn your life around. I also read a lot of Esther and Jerry Hicks, Abraham. So with that, you've got the oh my gosh, Ask and It Is Given, the Law of Attraction, a variety of things like that. Another book I practice daily is called A Course in Miracles, and that is very deep, but it is absolutely brilliant. So for people that are really stuck in a mindset that they can't break out of, that's habitual, that is daily tasks for an entire year, every single day. So, you know, those are the ones that are circulating around me at the moment. And I have another one, Brendan Burchard. What's that one called? The Manifesto. I've got it in my kitchen. Brendan Burchard. Is it The Perfect Manifesto? That is just like grabs. And let me go and grab it quickly. Give me 2 seconds. I don't want to get it wrong.
You guys have to take note about this book.
Incredible. Okay, so it's called, and this is one I just pick up all the time and read a page out of. It's called The Motivation Manifesto, and it's 9 declarations to claim your personal power. This is such a good kick up the bum for anybody to really love themselves and really make the most out of their life. So yeah, sorry, you can tell I'm a big fan of reading books as well.
That's okay. That's really awesome. Those are, I'm gonna have to check those books out.
Some far out books there, isn't there?
Yeah, that's okay. So my last question for you, Irene, is why do you think people need to check the opportunity that the online space is offering right now? Not necessarily ours, but going online.
Well, I mean, everything is going online. They predict in the next 5 to 10 years that there's going to be over 89 million people start an online business. But if you don't, you're going to be missing out. We are in a new world now, whether we like it or not. You know, the industrial age is pretty much gone. We are into the technological age. It's happening whether we like it or not. I think it is essential for people to understand what is happening. A lot of people don't like how powerful the internet's becoming, and there's elements of it that I don't like, but it's happening whether we like it or not. Therefore, rather than getting left behind, it's really important to be part of it. You know, all the biggest brands in the world, there are shutting down shop, taking their businesses online. You know, people are this, it's factual that people are getting more clients, more sales, whatever it might be for whatever business it is they're doing online, because more people are online than they are watching the television now, right? So that's where your audience is. Years ago, advertising was done, well, not years ago, it still is. Advertising was done on television and the radio, in the newspaper. But now it's all, most people are on a social media platform. It's just our nature. So that's the place to be putting your business, no matter what your business is. Why should they look at art? Well, our workshop is free to watch. And I always say to people, do you know what, check it out, because even if you're not interested, it will actually educate you on how so many people are building businesses online. You know, so it's free education for starters. And then if they do want to have a look, they can join, and they, you know, they can get a refund if it's not for them. So I personally think it's a no-brainer. And why wouldn't someone want to understand what's happening in this world right now? But more importantly for me, it was like, what are my children's futures going to be? And when I took my daughter to high school, when she was joining, and I spoke to the business studies, I said, you know, about all businesses being online. And she was like, yeah, I wouldn't say in 5 to 10 years, it'll be in the next 1 to 5 years. She goes, we're now incorporating teaching the children to become entrepreneurs and learn how to do digital business. So that is the way that the next generation is going, you know. And so for me, I want to be educated so I can help my children, but also, you know, to help ourselves and help other people, more importantly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. That's so awesome. So Irene, can you please invite our viewers to our next workshop, which is tonight, because it's Thursday? Can you please invite them, not us?
Yes. Okay, so our next workshop is happening tonight. It's in the UK, it's around about 1 o'clock in the morning. I think over where you are, is it 1 o'clock in the morning as well, or is it 12? 2 in the morning, okay. In Canada, it's around about 6 in the evening. It's different times all over the world. So I strongly encourage you to jump on, check out the workshop. It's free to watch. You're going to educate yourself, and yeah, enjoy it. You know, really do take the opportunity, because you've got nothing to lose. And if you can't get on it live, there is a replay that you will get sent to you if you can't manage to get on it live.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Irene, for taking the time to do this interview. I really, really feel fortunate to have you on my page.
Oh my gosh, I know, I'm blessed to be here with you. Thank you so much for having me, because this is one of my favorite parts about this business, is that I'm getting to connect with people from all over the world, from every sort of background, and that is like so exciting. I'm learning so much about people. I'm learning so much more about myself as well. So thank you.
That's true. Oh, you're welcome. So there you have it, friends. Another voice straight from the source, Irene Remelie from Cheshire, United Kingdom. So the attention is shifting, guys. It's all online. Let us show you the potential of the online space. And I will see you again next week. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.